Hello, everybody. This is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Part 4, Chapter 6. The brilliant victory won by Alexei Alexandrovich in the assembly of the 17th of August had unfavorable results. The new commission, appointed to study the situation of the foreign population, had acted with a promptness surprising to Karenin. At the end of 3 months, it presented its report. The condition of this population had been studied from political, administrative, economical, ethnographical, material, and religious points of view. Each question was followed by an admirably concise reply, leaving no room to doubt that these answers were the work, not of a human mind, always liable to mistake, but of an experienced bureaucracy. These answers were based on official data, such as the reports of governors and archbishops, based on the reports of heads of districts and ecclesiastical superintendents, in their turn based upon the reports from communal administrations and country parishes. How could their correctness be doubted? Questions such as these: why are the harvests poor? And why do the inhabitants of certain localities persist in their beliefs? Questions which the official machine alone could solve, and to which ages would not have found a reply, were clearly solved in conformity with the opinions of Alexei Alexandrovich. But Stremov, stung to the quick, had thought of a course unexpected by his adversary. Enlisting several members of the committee in his cause, he suddenly went over Karenin's side, and, not satisfied with warmly supporting the measures proposed by the latter, he proposed others of the same nature, which far outstripped Alexei Alexandrovich's intentions. Carried to extremes, these measures seemed so ridiculous that the government, public opinion, ladies of influence, and the daily papers were all indignant, and their dissatisfaction reflected on the originator of the commission, Karenin himself. Delighted with success of his scheme, Stremov put on an innocent air, affected astonishment at the results obtained, and alleged that his colleague's plan had inspired him with overconfidence. Although ill and much affected by all these troubles, Alexei Alexandrovich did not give up. The committee was split into 2 factions. Some of them, with Stremov, explained their mistake through overconfidence and declared the reports of the committee of inspection to be absurd. Others, with Karenin, fearing this revolution method of treating a commission, upheld it. Official circles and even society saw this interesting question become so confused that the misery and the prosperity of the foreign population were equally problematic. Karenin's position, already threatened by the bad effect caused by his domestic misfortunes, seemed precarious. He then had the courage to make a difficult resolution. To the great astonishment of the commission, he announced that he demanded the right to go and study these questions himself on the spot, and permission having been granted him, he set out for a distant province. His departure made a great sensation, especially as he officially refused the traveling expenses necessary for 12 post horses. Alexei Alexandrovich went by way of Moscow and stopped there 3 days. The next day after his arrival, as he was going to visit the Governor-General, he heard his name called at the crossing of Gazetnaya Street, where carriages of every description are always thronging, and turning at the sound of a gay, sonorous voice, he saw Stepan Arkadyevitch on the sidewalk, dressed in an overcoat of the latest fashion, his great stylish hat on one side, his face glowing with youth and good health. He called with such persistency that Karenin was obliged to stop. In the carriage, on the door on which Stepan Arkadyevitch was leaning, was a woman in a velvet hat, with 2 children. She gesticulated to him, smiling amicably. It was Dolly and her children. Alexei Alexandrovich had not counted on seeing in Moscow anybody whom he knew, and least of all his wife's brother, so he would have gone on his way after bowing, but Oblonsky motioned to the coachman to stop and ran through the snow to the carriage. "How long have you been here? What a shame not to let us know you were coming. I saw the name of Karenin on the list of arrivals in Dessau's last night, but it never occurred to me that it was you," said he, passing his head through the door and striking his feet together to shake off the snow. How is it that you didn't send us word?" "Oh, I hadn't time. I'm very busy," replied Alexey Alexandrovitch briefly. "Come and speak to my wife. She wants to see you very much." Karenin threw off the robe which covered his chilly limbs, and leaving his carriage made a way through the snow to Dolly's. "Why, what's happened, Alexey Alexandrovitch, that you avoid us in this way?" said she, smiling. "I'm delighted to see you," replied Karenin, in a tone which clearly proved the contrary. "I hope you're well." "How is my dear Anna?" Alexey Alexandrovitch muttered a few words and was about to leave her, but Stepan Arkadyevitch detained him. "Do you know what we're going to do? Dolly, invite him to dine tomorrow with Kosnuishev and Pestov, and representative intellects of Moscow." "Oh, do come," said Dolly. "We will name any hour that's convenient, 5 or 6, as you please. No, what is my dear Anna doing? It's so long—" "She's well," muttered Alexey Alexandrovitch again, frowning. "Very happy to have met you." And he went back to his carriage. "Will you come?" cried Dolly again. Karenin said something in reply which didn't reach her ears. "I'm coming to see you tomorrow," cried Stepan Arkadyevitch at the same time. Alexey Alexandrovitch shut himself up in his carriage, as though he would like to vanish out of sight. "What a strange fellow," said Stepan Arkadyevitch to Dolly. And looking at his watch, he made an affectionate sign of farewell to his wife and children, and started off at a brisk pace. "Stiva, Stiva," called Dolly, blushing. He came back. "What shall I do about the money for the children's cloaks?" "Tell them that I'll settle the bill." And he disappeared, gaily bowing to some acquaintances as he went.